Hello, this is Blue Joe Saunders, WBO middleweight champion of the world. Subscribe to Sporting Icons to stay in touch with all the top news. God bless you all.
Now, Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King, the lineal, Ring Magazine and WBC heavyweight champion of the world. Well, he's pretty much confirmed what a lot of people said, why he changed his camp and of course why he changed his tactics going into the rematch with Deontay Wilder. And it is pretty much what a lot of people were saying, which is he noticed that after he got knocked down in the first fight, that when he got up and put it on Wilder and then he had Wilder out of there, he knew from that moment that Wilder didn't like it when people come forward. Anyway, we'll get into Tyson Fury's statement, then of course we'll have a little bit of a chat about it. So this is what Tyson Fury had to say. I told everybody who'd listened that I was going to knock Wilder out because something happened. I'd seen something in the first fight. I knew he couldn't beat me because if he was ever going to beat me, he'd have beaten me after I had 3 years out of the ring with only 2 crappy comeback fights, and he couldn't do it then. He couldn't keep me down, and when he had me down. So I knew he'd hit me with his best shots, and I got up from them. I knew I couldn't be defeated by him. It was mental strength, willpower, determination, and the balls to just say, right, I'm going to put it straight on you, son. See how you react with that. I think he was surprised because I attacked him from the first second of the first bell. And I always wanted to give him a bit of payback from that first fight because he put me down twice. And in the second fight, I think I put him down 3 or 4 times, and it was a completed greatest comeback in the history of boxing. Tyson Fury statement. Now, he is right what he says there, that he put Wilder down 3 or 4 times, but officially it was 2. One of them, another one was definitely a knockdown, and another one as well where Wilder, he used the ropes to keep himself up, which is a knockdown. So it was actually more than the official 2, but officially it's 2, and he gave Wilder everything that he could handle in that fight. And of course, when Tyson Fury is saying how I'm going to knock you out, I'm going to do this, that and the other, Wilder didn't believe him. Of course he didn't. But of course, Fury, he was talking about how he's going to do it in round number 2. I don't think too many people bought into that one. Because while Wilder isn't great around the whiskers, he can be stopped, he can be hurt, he can be rattled. We've seen it time and time again. But with Tyson Fury, he doesn't get all amateur and start swinging for the fences. He stays composed and keeps on putting his foot on the gas. And that's what he done with Deontay Wilder. I think a lot of people expected Fury to go into that rematch and do what he'd done in the first fight, but be a bit more elusive, so Wilder can't hit him. But he knew by going to points, there's a very good chance that the judges were going to rob him again. So, although to be fair, by the time the fight got stopped in the rematch, all the judges had Tyson Fury winning every single round. Every single round. I know one judge had Wilder winning 1 round, which is weird for me, but anyway, it is what it is. But Tyson Fury saying how he's going to knock him out. Tyson Fury always says that about his opponents. I'm going to knock you out. I'm going to do this, that and the other. And a lot of the times he doesn't do it, especially at the higher end. So him saying how he's going to knock out Wilder, not many people believed it. Of course, I did predict round number 7, so pat on the back me. But it was a case of, you just put him on the back foot. Wilder can't fight. Wilder, he will find his range. He will do some crafty little things. That's not to say he's got no skill whatsoever, but he's very, very limited. And for example, if the likes of a Vladimir Klitschko, who can hurt you with both hands and a different variation of shots, couldn't put Fury down, keep him down and beat him on points or anything like that, there was no way Wilder was ever going to do it when Wilder's only got 1 big punch. But he is a bit more awkward to hit, that's for sure. But anyway, was it the greatest comeback in the history of boxing? You could argue it in some ways because he wasn't supposed to come back after 3 years. It's not just the length of time out of the ring. It was the fact that he put himself through everything that he did with the mental depression, with the weight, all kinds of things that were going on. He wasn't supposed to go in there with Wilder or any elite fighter, especially after only 2 fights back against the level of opposition that he fought. He really wasn't. This is why the likes of Shannon Briggs was calling out Fury. Tony Bellew was calling out Tyson Fury because they knew that Fury was vulnerable at that point and they had to beat of Fury. If you're ever going to beat Fury, that was the time to do it. They knew that. Even Tony Bellew admitted it. In fact, even Tyson Fury's own dad, John Fury, he said that had Fury fought any other top heavyweight, past or present, when he fought Wilder, they would have beaten Tyson Fury. They'd have knocked him out because he wasn't ring sharp. He wasn't fit enough. But if Wilder couldn't do it then, there was no way he was going to do it now. Of course, the 2 fights that Fury had since the first fight of Wilder, Tom Schwartz, again, that was just a run out. But I think the Otto Wallin fight, even though Otto Wallin was southpaw and he was tall, it showed that Fury can go the distance. Fury can dig in deep, even now. We knew that he could do it before. He's been hurt in that before like his layoff with everything that he went through. But it was a case of when somebody puts it on you now, what kind of heart do you have? It's okay taking one big shot, going down and getting back up. This happens time and time again in fights, but he does deserve credit for that, that's for sure. But one of my things was, while Fury, he did go down hard in round number 12 of the first fight, how much power was it that Wilder hit him with? Because Wilder was tired too, so how much power did he hit on him at that point? I don't know. I mean, maybe Wilder carries the same power in round number 12 as what he does in round number 1. It's very possible. But he did fade after that one, and Fury took away his heart, and he knew going into the rematch, that's how you beat Wilder. Now, I ain't no expert at breaking down fights and this, that, and the other, but I've been saying for a long time that that's how you beat Wilder. You bully him. You take it to him. That's how you do it. That's why I was always confident that Joshua and Dillian Whyte would beat Wilder. Now, I knew Fury could do it, but I didn't think he was going to do it the way that he'd done it from the first second of the first bell. Just put it on him. While I predicted round number 7, well, I said round 7 or 8, to be totally honest, but it's a case of I felt that he would just frustrate Wilder and then take him out, and the referee would step in. That's what I thought would happen, and maybe even get dropped himself. But the way that he took Wilder from round number 1 and dominated him, absolutely humiliated him. It was a very, very one-sided fight, very one-sided. Wilder didn't win not 1 second of any round. But the way that he'd done it, that surprised me. That did surprise me. And now you've got to look at Tyson Fury and saying, you know what, when he says, I'm going to knock you out, he can actually mean it. He really can. And a third fight with Wilder, do people really want to see it? No, I think people realise that Fury is levels and levels above Deontay Wilder. Wilder's got a puncher's chance. Wilder's got a puncher's chance against anybody. But that's how it's always been. But sometimes when you can't land that big punch, or if you can't keep your opponent down, he's done. And it's only a matter of time. I said it time and time again, Wilder was a loss waiting to happen, and Tyson Fury proved it. Anyway, that is Tyson Fury's statement, that he realised what a lot of you guys were saying, that that's how you beat Wilder. He realised in round number 12 of the first fight, you put it on Wilder, he can't cope. So anyway, we'll have to wait and see what kind of adjustments Wilder makes for the third fight. But for me, and I'm sure for most of you guys, we don't give Wilder much of a chance outside of a puncher's chance. But anyway, drop your thoughts below about it. Click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.